Thank you very much, Chairman. If my colleague Linda Sanchez is true as it implies that women are constantly interrupted, you must be having a gender identity crisis today, because you have not been allowed to finish a single sentence from my Democrat colleagues on the other side of the aisle. I want to allow you to have an opportunity to speak because you've got a lot to say. I mean, over the last 4 years, we've seen working families and small businesses have been sidelined, while green corporate welfare has soared and the IRS has turned into a political weapon, targeting audits instead of actually offering assistance. But now, thanks to President Trump's decisive leadership and your work at the Treasury, we're finally seeing a course correction. This committee's Republicans have been proud to partner with the administration and with your office on the One Big Beautiful Bill. Legislation that delivers exactly what Americans have demanded: permanent tax relief, higher wages, stronger supply chains, and a laser focus on working families. And this bill ends tax on tips and overtime, slashes wasteful green energy giveaways to China, and it puts America, not global climate conferences, at the center of our economic policy. And unlike the so-called Inflation Reduction Act, which sent billions overseas and destabilized our energy grid, this is about made in America investments and letting working people keep more of what they earn. We're also seeing tariffs properly applied, bringing adversaries to the table, reopening trade talks, and resetting unfair terms that have hurt U.S. workers for decades. That's leverage. That's leadership. And finally, let's talk about the IRS. Under your leadership, we have seen billions in waste cut in one of the most efficient filing seasons in recent memory. You've shifted the agency from policing to public service, where it belongs. And the One Big Beautiful Bill builds on this by cracking down on fraud, requiring Social Security numbers for tax credits, and putting taxpayers first, not last. I know that you have not been able to answer a lot of questions today that were brought up. One of them has been specifically about the cuts that you've made at the IRS. Can you please explain the cuts that have been made and how that has added efficiencies?
So I would categorize the cuts in two areas. And to be clear, some of them were not cuts. Some of them were voluntary retirements, people who wanted to move on. But a large portion, the IRA bill swelled the ranks of the collection agents, and because the Democrats did that, because it gave them a good score. That the CBO said, if you hire more bodies, then there should be more collections. Data, I believe, has shown that that is not true. It would be like saying, oh, if we draft Scott Bessent and we have him play against LeBron James, he will do fine. That these new auditors are not equipped to audit sophisticated taxpayers. They would undoubtedly be unleashed against working Americans. We saw from a whistleblower in the Atlanta IRS that qualifications were lowered to bring in these new agents. So we have just gone back to—
So we were filling bodies. We weren't actually filling the places with workers.
And so we've just gone back to the 2020 level, and the IRS collected taxes very well for hundreds of years before that. Secondly, the tech upgrade has been a disaster. It began in 1990. It is still ongoing. We have taken a look at that, and we were able to save what we believe will be $2 billion a year on that, and end up with a better system.
And that's great. We actually have some bills that we've introduced here that we're hoping to be able to supply help on the tech side.
Yeah, and that 35-year upgrade will be finished by the end of President Trump's term, and I think it will align with my policies of collection, privacy, customer service.
Excellent. I want to give you a chance to answer the last question about the foreign direct investment. You weren't able to. Can you please go ahead and finish your answer?
Well, the other thing I want to answer is the congressman conveniently truncated the World Bank article because it said that President Trump's policies were going to cause a decline in world growth, but World Bank president endorsed President Trump's policies. He said that he was doing the right thing for America and that many trade frictions had been created. So if we were going to be honest, the whole article from the Wall Street Journal should go into the record, not just that.
All right. Thank you very much, and I yield.
Thank you.